Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach and I'm a little tired. This is a Saturday and it's a Labor Day weekend Saturday. I did a bike ride this morning, a 20-mile bike ride. Hopefully I'll remember to do a little picture of it. It went through Shakopee up to Eden Prairie, around through Bloomington a little bit and then back. And it wasn't a fast ride. It was a little slower than my times have been this year, so I was a little disappointed with that. Part of it was a new route. I didn't know sometimes where I was going. There was one spot where I literally had to stop. It was, if you live in Shakopee, you know that then as you go over the ferry bridge on 169 going north, that's where this trail goes. And it's had a little bit of damage on the trail. The road hasn't been the greatest, and I don't know what happened over the last year or so, but looked like it got washed out. And so there's a barrier there. You have to stop. And I had to walk my bike around, and I didn't pause it there either. So that, didn't help, but I really don't want to make it sound like I'm complaining at all, because it was a really good ride. The weather was almost perfect. If the breeze would have been just like nothing, that would have been just ideal for biking, but sunny day out, really good temps, so yeah, I was very happy with that. And, of course I'm a little tired now, but I wanted to try to come to a little bit of a conclusion to some degree with this rock stuff on optimization. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put this into its own interface, or I should say an interface in its own interface. Yeah, you're a good one, Jason. We're definitely grilling burgers tonight with potatoes and peppers and beer for me. Absolutely. Beer. Oh, crap. I'm sorry. I just realized my internet went down and I'm not going to be able to find any packages. So hold on. I'll spend 5 minutes rebooting my internet and then we can use that. So hold on. I'll be right back. That is so frustrating. So frustrating. Okay, I know the internet's back up. I'm hoping that with my kids going back to school, as concerned as I am about that, with COVID and everything, but I am looking to see if when everybody is out of the house, does that help, or is it my computer or what? I don't know. Who knows? This is interesting. Benchmark.net. Is this? Yeah, the 8 million downloads. It's just funny that they have Fedora, Runtime, OpenSSL. What is all that crap? Debian? What? Okay, all right, whatever. Seems a little odd, but whatever. I'm not gonna question it that much. So. All right, we're just going to have invocation tests. So we're going to do this. Name, invocation tests. Okay. Oh my God, just go away. Okay, so we're going to have class. And we want to say memory diagnoser. And just take your time. That's okay. And we're going to say benchmark with no. Oh my God. IntelliCode needs to be IntelliSmart when it comes to the fact of don't get in my way. Okay. Public void invoke normal. I'm not in a naming mood, so to speak. Actually, what I want to do is say public. Oh my God. Stop it. Var rock normal is equal to rock normal rock, create picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue. Okay, and actually, why don't we just copy what we have in program, because that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to do take two arguments, okay? And then we want to say this dot chunk normal is equal to rock normal instance. Of course, you don't know what B is because you don't know what a GUID. Oh my God. Maybe I should have just taken a nap. Yeah, you don't know what that is, do you? Of course you don't. You do now. Read-only field. Yep. And now we want to do is say this dot chunk experimental to rock normal instance experiment. How cute. And yes, you don't know what that is, but you do now. All right, so invoke normal is going to do this dot chunk normal take two arguments. Because I did the optimization for both, and I've also skipped over what the constructor is doing, which I should do in another test, definitely. Okay. So actually, I will make that test as well. I'll run one and then the other, and we'll see what the results are. So this is a... Oh, crap. We need the GUID. Can I put that? Are you going to be smart enough to give me a... Well, you have to gather your suggestions, and that takes time. Nope, you don't. This dot B is equal to GUID.newGUID. What is B? Well, you know what I'm going to tell you is it's a read-only field, okay? And so what we expect this to be is this dot B. Perfect. And then we come down here and we say this dot B. That's all we do. And in fact, we can make this expression body member because they're cool. All right, and then we do this, where we say invoke normal, and we say invoke experimental. Okay, so now we say here E. It is not a baseline. This is where benchmark.net would actually, I think, do well. I thought my timer was going. No, it's not. Well, that's wonderful. Can I actually like change you? No, I can't. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so basically add like 6 minutes to it, more or less in my head, and that's the time that we're actually at. It's a great Saturday afternoon. It really is. But anyway, what I was saying about this is that this is where benchmark.net would do well, is that to say, hey, what's going to tell you is if you do that at runtime, it's going to fail. What I'd rather know is right at that point is, hey, don't have more than one method be a baseline. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do this, and then we're going to copy it and say invocation test. We're going to say construction or constructor tests. Okay. We're going to do that. We're not going to need these, though, this time, and we're not going to need that either. Nor are we going to need that. We're going to need good. New. Thank you. Okay. And then what we want to do is here is we want to say I do stuff is constructor normal. Oh, now I need to, yeah, we'll get there. This, you don't know what that is, do you? No, you don't. No, you don't, but you do now. It's amazing what you can teach a computer. Rock normal. Instance. Okay, and then this is I do S. Thank you. Constructor experimental. Rock. Well, it doesn't even have to be that. It can just be rock because we're not. Thank you. And then we can take rid of this because we don't have that anymore. And then we say instance experiment. There. Okay, so we've got both of them. No, it's not. Nope, 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 nope. 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 But yep. Okay. Thank God. Yes. Now let's come up to program, because we no longer need any of this. We can just say benchmark runner dot run, and we're going to do the invocation experiments first. Oh, because yeah, you're actually in. And are we in a, no, we're not. Okay. All right. So I think we're finding the spot, I believe, where we can actually run everything. So it's 6 minutes, so we're almost at 12. Okay. All right. So I'm going to run this first test. Hopefully it all works. And then I'll run the second test with the construction. We'll see if that works. And then I got a couple of other ideas. So we'll just do this first, see what happens. We'll be right back. So while I was running the tests, I got the first one done. I'm not going to show you the results just yet. But that was for the invocation one. The second one with the constructor tests, I was like, why is this taking longer and longer? And then something dawned on me. If I keep calling instance, I keep adding to this mocks thing, and I forget what that is. It's a, I think it's a list or something. So I was having this problem of growing and growing and growing the list, and it didn't bomb, but I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, 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 whoa. This is not right. We do not want to do this at all. This is not what we want to do. So unfortunately, we're going to have to do this same thing in both, but that will make it correct. Okay, so we're going to say var rock is that. And then we do that. Okay. And then here, we do the same thing. There. So now, every time I do this, I only do it to that one. I don't do it to the same thing every time. So that should be a little more fair. All right. Pausing again, we'll get some results. All right. You want to see the results? Do you? Do you want to see them? Of course you do. It's a dumb question. Of course you want to see the results. So here's what I got. The invocation test one was actually, maybe make it a little bit bigger. There we go. The invocation tests were a little surprising. I did not expect it to be like anywhere faster. If any, maybe a little bit, but that was actually a little bit more than what I expected. So I was kind of shocked. The constructor tests, it doesn't surprise me that the normal one is what it is, because I have to do extra work with this experimental one to, oh no, I don't. Oh yeah, I do. Because when I create the mock here, it's actually, breaking it out and putting into these things. Whereas if I didn't need to do this, which I think I would have to anyway, I don't think, unless I'm willing to go completely over the edge and somehow store this in a type specific manner, this ain't happening. I'd have to break it out and do the casts as expected. Okay. So, okay, fine. It's, it wasn't unexpected that it took a little bit more time. And that's where I'm like, well, this difference is more than this. So you're just better off doing all this, work anyway, because again, this is for mocking. Mocking should be like having expectations set for one or two things in a test. If you're doing 20 or 40 expectations in a test, you're doing something wrong, and you should be, you're bad and you should feel bad. So some people would say you should be bad for just using a mocking library, but okay. Anyway, so So I think there's some promise here. And one thing I want to do now is take the experiment. No. We're going to copy this. And I am going to come up with the very fancy name of experiment 2. Okay. Now, what does experiment 2 do? Well, yeah, that's great. There, to keep it different for reasons. Because all we need is that. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to actually take, we're doing analyzers, rocks, create. I want to grab this code again. And I'm going to put it in here. This is the 2. Okay. So now it's the same. But the thought I had, and again, I'm just going to do the 2 arguments one, is first of all, let's not assume that this could or could not work. Okay. We know this is going to work. Has to work. Okay. And then we don't say this. Why are you barking? Oh, because we need another one? Yeah, okay. So now if we do the same thing here, get rid of that. And yes, we need that there. And then we do that, and then we take that off. So we no longer need that one. Okay. So the idea is just do the casts. Don't do any null checks or anything like that. The other one here is okay. So I was wrong about this. We don't even do an invoke. We don't do a question mark. We're just, but what we should do, I wonder if it's, no, it doesn't invert the if. This is something else I want to do is say method handler dot method as action string of GUID question mark dot invoke A and B. Okay. So this one, I want to see if I'm not going to do a callback first. Okay. That's not what I'm going to test. I'm going to do a invocation casting test, we'll call it, to see if this makes any difference. Okay. And then I'm going to do another test, set of tests to say, provide a callback, because I want to see if that callback is actually set. I think these two should be virtually the same. I don't see any difference between the two. Now, when I do the callback test, I want to go back to the original way because I want to be comparing apples to apples as best as I can. Okay. So in fact, now that I think about this, let's come back here and let's go to 2 and let's put this in so that we are not trying anything fancy just yet. We wouldn't hit this anyway, but let's not do anything differently. We want to focus on this being different. Okay. So what we're going to do in this case now is we're going to have a invocation test. We're going to have a, we're going to call this expectations cast test. Okay. So we're going to do that. And except here, we're going to now do 2. Because why not? Okay, and so this one should now be going into, no. Oh, no, that's not right. Should be that. So it's going to cast them. Okay. And then that one's normal. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to run it. Okay. And we're going to see if expectation, let's put this right in here at the end. And we're going to see what this does. So I will be back in a little bit. Okay, as you can see, I don't know if my face is covering. Let me check real quick. Well, I can't, unless I move OBS over on the other screen, then I would see it. But the point is, I think you definitely can see that the time is virtually the same. There's no difference. And, it really doesn't surprise me too much that that's the case. Allocations are exactly the same. That wouldn't be any different. So really this is not going to gain us anything. It might make the code a slightly smaller, but that's not worth going through, believe me, all the code generation just to do that. So what was the last thing I was going to do was, yes. Okay, so we're going to want, you know what, I'm not even going to do it because I just realized there's going to be, if doing all that didn't matter, then this will definitely not matter. There's one other thing I would like to try, and I'm not sure though if I want to do it, because I think I'm come to a little bit of a crossroads in that if I do, okay, come back here. Come on. If I go to my first experiment and I do this, that makes the constructor slower. It does make these faster. It definitely makes this faster. But you're pushing this up into the constructor. And as we saw, the time between the two, like 925, I mean, it made it a whole microsecond slower. But it did make the invocation itself a little faster. But here's the thing, and this is being, this isn't rigorous, precise. But if I said 59.28 plus 925.4, that's 984, okay? If I said 39.29 plus 1048.9, that it's slower overall. So you gain a little bit in the invocation, but you lose too much in the construction. And again, I can't think of a way to get around this. Even if I didn't capture this field, that doesn't matter. I'm spending too much time in the constructor breaking this apart so that it can be a little faster in the actual invocation. And so, this is why you do experiments. Because to me, this means it doesn't mean that this is perfect. It doesn't mean that this can't be faster. What it does mean, though, is that these approaches do not help. Okay. There is one other thing, though, that I want to do. And this could actually help because what you're seeing here, again, there's no way to break this out with create handlers. That gives you an immutable dictionary of an immutable array of handler information. But the other idea I had was, what if I made this a dictionary of int and a literal array of handler information? Yeah, get rid of the immutability stuff. The reason I did that is because I felt that was being very explicit with what I was trying to do. This is truly immutable. But what happens if, I say, well, you know what? I can handle getting a dictionary and those things out. And in the context of rocks, that's okay. If somebody else took out a copy of that, and I don't know if create handlers, I don't remember if that actually just passes out what it's been storing up all along. I don't remember. But so here's the thing. I won't test the constructor with this approach because that's not going to help. But what I am going to do is say, let's make this handlers field, well, actually not the handlers field, but another field where I store it as a dictionary event handler information array. Does that help with the invocation? Does it make it a little bit quicker in any way, shape, or form? Because if it doesn't, then I'm like, okay, there's no point. But if it does, what I can do then is say, all right, now let's go back into create handler and let's, you know what? Because I'm a curious fella, let's go into rocks and let's see real quick with create handlers what it does. I probably just cut out a yawn. I'm tired and I need calories. So yeah, that's fine. Okay. We need create handlers. Where are you defined? Come on. Go a little bit faster than this, 2022. You can do it. I know you're parsing the hell out of the project right now, so everything can be super lookupable, but create handlers. Oh, come on. This has to be somewhere, right? No, not the current. Not whole word. Okay, maybe that's what came up before. So handlers is a what? Dictionary of a list. But it makes every time a new immutable dictionary. I'll back this out. Can you say to dic? No, you can't. It's kind of nice that it has this to immutable, because it basically gives me everything, gives me the key and the value. I'd have to write something that says, well, I'd have to build that up myself. I'd have to say, okay, given this dictionary, go through all the key value pairs, add another entry with this one being this as an array. The problem is that that is a little bit memory consuming, but you have to do that here because it's making a whole new immutable array for each value. I mean, it'd be doing the exact same thing that I'm doing right here. I just, it's in one convenience method, and I didn't do that. That's actually from the system collections immutable, right? Yeah. I'm like, I definitely would not have done that. So, okay, so that's the thing. This has promise that if I have a create handlers, if this does show to be faster on the invocation, I can change this so that it gives back a dictionary of an immutable array, or a array, a literal array. So, and I think here with value, you can actually say to array. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then the key is just the int. So, all right, but now I'm done. I need to start making dinner and eat and drink and be merry. So I'm going to stop for now. Tomorrow I will tomorrow's Sunday or Monday. I will do another episode and try this idea out, and we'll see where it goes. So thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.